Okay. Okay, nah, bro. I just saw how my camera looked. It looked like that because I actually had it recorded before this, but I'm doing it again, just to see if I like it better. And like it was like darker in here because it's still morning time. It was early in the morning. It was dark in here, so I had to like set my shit so you can see me in the dark. Oh my! But I saw that. I don't know. I started getting goofy. Anyways, yo, what's up, y'all? Um, being a creative at times can definitely be a burden. Of course, it's also cool as hell because you get to make something that doesn't exist. But that's also what makes it hard. You have to make something that doesn't exist. Like you can get inspiration and stuff like that, right? But at the same time, sometimes you get inspiration and then you second guess it because it's like you don't want it to seem like you're copying that thing you're getting inspiration from. You know, unlike something like a person who let's say they're not really creative but they're good at logistic stuff like math and science or some shit like that. While that stuff is hard, it still is like there's like a definitive answer to the shit. You know what I mean? There's like a definitive way to do something. There's a correct way. It's just all about finding it. Like you can do all the work, and then if you come to the wrong conclusion, that means you have to look back at your work and like fix whatever mistake you made. With creativity, there really isn't that. Like there really is just one definitive way to do it. And again, that can be cool, but it can also be a burden. Because it's like sometimes you kind of would wish that there's like a blueprint on how to create something, but there kind of isn't. You just have to do it yourself, and either you're capable of it or you're not. It is that stuff just like comes with doubts and things like that. Like you also just have to act on whatever it is that comes to your mind. Like you have to grasp it quickly, like I just did earlier. Like I said, it was early in the morning. It was like 6 or something like that. I was really laying in my bed just thinking about this type of video or whatever. But then I didn't actually get out of my bed till like 7 something. Because I'm like, let me like try to get on this before like, I forget or whatever. And then here I am recording another video because I kind of don't know if I like how the last one turned out. Like you're kind of like, I don't know if I really like how this turned out. So now you got to do it again and hope that this way is better. Sometimes you come across like blocks or whatever like that. And then you start to wonder if you're even capable of doing whatever it is you're trying to do. And it's just a lot of stuff that comes with like being a creative that just it makes it tough. It can sometimes take the fun out of it. Like the best way to be creative is when like you're just not really thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just not thinking. You're in the flow state or whatever, and then it just naturally comes. Whatever experiences you have, whatever pictures you have in your mind, that just pops in and you're able to create something. But then when you have that block, you're just stuck in this limbo space of just feeling mediocre. Yeah, I know. I never told y'all on this channel, but yeah, I like to try and write some poetry or whatever. And that's what happens with the poetry. Like lots of blocks, lots of stuff I write. I kind of feel like it's not even really that good. Sometimes you just get in your own head about shit, and like for all you know, you share it, and then it's really not as bad as you think. But then again, it's like, okay, well, if in order for me to think something's good, I have to have somebody else think it's good for me, you know. And so now you have to struggle with like actually believing that what you're creating is actually worth something. And honestly, like in terms of like believing in yourself and shit like that, that's also another thing about creating, like critiques, like your own critiques and the critiques of others. That stuff makes it tough, you know. Sure, like in something logistical like math or whatever, your teacher or something can have critiques. Like they come along and say, "Oh, try this way," but that's if you're literally doing it wrong. Versus creative, there really isn't a wrong way of doing it, but people try to convince you that there is, and sometimes you convince yourself that there is a wrong way of doing it, and that makes you just go insane and lose your mind. You got people telling you, "Oh, I don't like how you did this. Do it this way. Nah, I think you just need to start all over. Yeah, scrap that. Do it this way instead." And like that's not even something that you might want to do. Like you might just be like, "Oh, I like it the way it is," but then the external environment convinces you that like that's not what it should be. and then that starts infesting your own thoughts, right? And then now it's like you really don't even know. Now you don't know what's your thoughts and what's not. You feel me? Like now you're starting to say to yourself, "Oh yeah, this isn't really that good." But at the same time, it's like, is that really you, or is that what they say? So it's just there's a lot of things that come with like being a creative, like trying to create things. There's a lot of blocks, a lot of tribulations and shit like that. Another thing also is just as a creative or creative mind, you're kind of looked down upon in society. You know what I mean? Like, of course, there are actual famous people who create art or whatever, and they make money and all that shit. Like, people look up to them. But let's like as a creative who's like at the bottom and like you're trying to make your way up, you're kind of looked down on. Like, you're gonna have people say stuff like, "Get a real job," or "Oh man, you gotta grow up," yada yada yada. Like I haven't had people say that to me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a true thing. You know what I'm saying? Traditional way, go to school, education, get a job, blah 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 blah, and anything that doesn't have to do with that, anything that's like it's based on you yourself in your mind, like not math or school or anything like that. It's kind of looked like yeah, they're not gonna say it, but what they're thinking is that you're probably gonna grow up to be a bum or whatever. And so that's just another thing. Just coming overcoming like the doubters. You know, when it comes to being a creative, and then those doubters, like I said earlier, it can infest your mind and make you convince you to be like, yeah, maybe I should do something else. But you have to you have to be strong enough to push through that and get yourself out of that hole. And it's just a very difficult thing. So anyone else who's out there like trying to create something, anything like a painting, music, poetry, uh, movies, films, videos. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a part of the process. Um, and this is just coming from me. I'm just saying this because like this is like my experience. I like like it's just like a block that you get sometimes, and it's just hard to like create shit. Um, but then again, you don't gotta take my word for it. You feel me? You don't gotta like. I'm not no I'm not no mentor to you. I'm just a nigga speaking. But anyways, yeah, that's about it, y'all. Um, like I said, this is my second time doing this because we don't know if I liked my last one. I kind of just got on here and just started yapping about something that just popped into something. I kind of just got on here and started talking about something that just popped into my head. Yeah, that's about it, bro. Sometimes being a creative can seem like a burden, and lots of times it is. Like it's a gift and a curse, the ability to create something, because you gotta, sure, you have the gift of like creating something that hasn't been done before, but you also gotta deal with the weight of all that, like trying to make sure it's right, believing that it's right, all that stuff, all the mental things that come with it, existential things. But yeah, bro, that's just a part of the process. So I guess hopefully this video um encouraged you, made you feel comfortable as a creative or whatever. And yeah, bro, make sure you're loving yourselves, taking care of yourselves. And yeah, bro, appreciate you for watching. Peace out, love y'all later.